Hello from my messy studio. Yeah, it's a complete mess. I wanted to do a vlog today to give sort of a behind the scenes look at what's been going on in the studio and show a little direction about where I'm going, where the channel's going, what I'm doing with my art lately. There are a few big things going on behind the scenes. Some of them I can't share yet because I'm not sure what's happening with them. One of the big ones I'm going to share today and just talk a little bit about what I'm doing and why I'm doing that. And I need to get moving onward with it before I start rambling because I've been doing that a lot lately. So the studio is an absolute wreck right now. It's always kind of a cluttered mess, but it's more so than usual because I'm doing an inventory. I want to get a good idea of what supplies I have because I have a tendency of putting things away and then forgetting I have them. And some of them I did with purpose, which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, I put them away, I forget I have them, and then they sit there unused. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm not purchasing things that I don't need, that I have a good idea of what I have available to me as far as my tools and materials go, and that I'm actually using the things that I have. I want to be more mindful about that. So what happened with a few of the supplies with watercolor, I got these. I will be doing a review of these coming up because I intend to use them. I'm pulling them out, which hence means I will have a bigger pile here on the desk. I have the Gansai Tanbai granulating colors. I actually somewhere here too have a bottle of Winsor & Newton granulation formula, and I want to see if I can mix my own granulating colors because some of the reviews I've seen online, they show how these have two colors in them, and I want to see if I can make my own. So that's the approach I'm going to take with those. And then I want to try these. These are Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus watercolor. My understanding is they work differently than regular watercolor, and I haven't used them yet because I had set them aside. I had been under the impression that I needed to have a better understanding of my watercolor skills before I approached them. So I'll talk about that, and I will talk about my thoughts on these when I get to those videos. And when I'm saying that I'm going to be doing these reviews, I don't know how quickly I'm going to be doing them because I have so much going on right now and so many videos to edit. Sorry if the camera's shaking. My cat just walked in. You might see her walk past in a moment. She just rubbed up against the camera. Anyway, I have so many things to edit and so much going on that I'm having trouble focusing. And summer is a time where I don't have a lot of focus. So I literally started the inventory mess. As I started doing the inventory, the cats got excited because I was making a mess and because they're toddlers. They started making their own messes. You can see one of them started pulling the blanket out of the cat cubby. That is a cubby back there where I can't put any supplies on that shelf because a cat needs to sit in it. Anything I put in it gets pulled out and knocked on the floor. So yeah, they started making a mess, bringing in toys. One of them is shredding a box somewhere in this room. Anyway, back to the supplies. I also have this. I'm very excited about this. It was a Christmas gift. It is the Hemi Gouache. I think it's 112 colors. Yeah, it says 112 colors on the front of it. Look at all those colors. So I need to open this, swatch this, and do something with it. Now, the reason I haven't played with it yet is because I realized around Christmas and in recent weeks, I have been gifted watercolor. And because I was focusing on watercolor, I found that I had actually gotten Turner gouache and I had meant to do a video on that as well. But I found that when I started using the gouache, I was confusing myself. There are some similarities in the way that watercolor and gouache work. Same, I guess, with acrylic, but there are a lot of differences too. So I was mixing myself up and making it more difficult on myself, trying to do too many different mediums at once. So for my mixed media work, and this happened actually when I was working on the Ready to Nest series, I put away some of the stuff that I was not completely proficient in and went back to doing the mixed media with the materials I was comfortable with. And then on the side, I've been doing the 4 in a row art practice and doing other things to further my art skills with specific media. And as I become more comfortable with those media on their own, then I'm going to start mixing back in the mixed media aspect of it. So at some point in the coming months, I will be doing reviews and videos with these materials. But inventorying my items has helped remind me that I have those and that I essentially want to move forward with doing something with those materials. And it's helping me gather my thoughts. Summer is a really difficult time for me. You might find this with yourself. Different times of the year, I have different energy levels. And during summer, like I said, I usually hibernate. I have very low energy levels. I have a hard time focusing. There have been some bigger projects I've wanted to work on, and you can see the canvas back here that I had mentioned in another video. I'm still stitching on it, still working on finishing that. I have some sculptures that I want to work on with the spun cotton that I had done before from Ready to Nest. I want to further develop my technique with those. But where I currently am in my life, there isn't a lot of place to start some large sculptural projects right now. And I can't elaborate on that too much. There's some things going on in the background. They're all good, but I will be sharing that as those things move forward. I am actually going to switch screens and show you the biggest project I've been working on in recent weeks. And it's sort of not a project yet, it's a project in development. This project I have been working on is an application for this Artist in Residence program through the Surface Design Association. I am a member of the Surface Design Association, which qualifies me for the residency program. You do have to be a member. If you are not yet a member, you could still apply for that and then apply to the residency if you wanted to. I am really excited about this. I am trying to develop it in coordination with an art talk that I will be doing with my friend Anna Tiesh. I always pronounce her name wrong. Sorry about that, Anna. But I will be doing that with her this fall. But the timeline for this association is between September of this year and August of next year. So this is a very long-term project. So doing all of that writing for the Surface Design Association takes a lot of work and effort. This is, as I mentioned, it's a very long-term project. It involves a lot of research. There will be reading for me. And so to make it easier for myself, I am trying to work it in with the talk that I'm doing with Anna. And I'm trying to do this in such a way that if I don't get accepted, I can still share it here on the channel. So that is what my plan is. Anna and I will be doing a talk for Surface Design Association this fall. I don't have the dates and times yet. It will likely start sometime mid-September. So you need to stay tuned to the Surface Design Association website, and I'll probably mention it here as well if you're interested in attending the talk so that you can sign up. There will be other artist talks available as well, and I highly recommend joining Surface Design Association if you're a textile artist or a mixed media artist like I am. There is a lot of community there. But again, our talk topic is going to be on deconstruction. And this plays into the artist home residency that I did before. So I had done Remix last fall, and because of a death in the family, I didn't get to delve into it as far as I wanted to. And within the topic of Remix, there are a lot of individual topics that you can cover even more in depth themselves. So an artist residency can touch the surface of something and then go into it deeper. So Anna is an artist who is working currently with paper and thread. She's doing a lot of stitching, and she is going to be focusing on deconstruction of architectural photos in a way where she can deconstruct their physical essence and put them into textile art. It's a little hard to explain. It might be easier. I'll put a link to her description or to her, I should say, Instagram page in the description below, so you can check out what she's been doing. She's going to be focusing on deconstruction from a physical aspect. While a lot of my art will have a physical deconstructive aspect, it's also going to be focusing on deconstruction from a symbolic aspect. So I am going to be focusing on the deconstruction of self. And as I'm writing out my plan for this artist residency, I am creating about 5 pieces, concepts for 5 pieces, and some of those may change throughout the residency as I start trying to work with materials. But I'm planning like the materials I'll need, what types of pieces I'll be making, and how I will be sharing that through Surface Design Association. Again, if I don't get in, I will be sharing all of it through YouTube and my blog. I have plans to go forward with it regardless of whether or not I get accepted. Getting accepted would be a bonus. It would provide me with additional mentorship and professional development. If I don't get that, if I don't get the residency, I can still do that and still have peer development through the group that Anna and I will be conducting. But it will be more focused on a home artist residency versus one in which it's an online virtual residency through Surface Design Association. So because I have all of these big things going on, that being one of them, and because summer is very low energy for me, I have been focusing on projects that are more low energy, that don't require as much thought or emotional depth to them, but still allow me to develop as an artist. So on my channel, you might have seen the series with the strawberries, the watercolor strawberries. Those are allowing me to work on my watercolor skills while also developing, I guess you would say, images that I can use to create fabric designs and surface pattern designs for other products and merchandise that I may later put forward in my store. I'm also working on doing a series of still lifes, and those still lifes are with acrylic, some with watercolor and thread. I'm trying to develop my still life style, if that makes sense, without forcing it, just kind of like falling into the way that I want to mix the media up and how I want to work, while also allowing myself to work on composition, color theory, lighting, things like that, to just continue improving my skills, to keep myself sharp, to have fun and stay relaxed. So those are 2 things that I'm working on, and you'll see videos coming for those on the channel. Another thing I am working on is this. This is the Little Book of Weird. You might have seen a video on it where I asked if you liked textured paint or chunky paint. It has taken me a little time to prep these board books. I have a total of 3 of these different sizes that were children's board books that I found in the recycle room. And I am converting it, here's a little sneak peek, to basically to art journals. And I'll be using the reverse coloring method that I've used before in the past to create spreads in these art journals. That means I don't know what's going to be in there. I've also decided that I will divide it up 1 video per spread. So that could be like, this is a whole, it's like a 2-page spread. There'll be 1 video for this. If another one, I might just do one side. I might do both, but each one will be a separate video. So it will take some time to get through those 3 board books. And I don't have an exact timeline on when those videos are coming out. The same thing with the still lifes. I'm just one person, and I'm finding that I was feeling a little overwhelmed with trying to write for Substack, trying to write for the blog, trying to write for these project proposals that I'm working on. There's just a lot for me to produce content-wise. I have a list of like 20 videos that I want to do, and I need to do it in a way that I don't burn myself out. I'm not trying to hustle. I'm trying to do this very gently. And I go through periods where I have a lot of energy and I'm very excited and I come up with a lot of ideas. So it's just getting through those and finding the time to do everything. So if you're curious about what I'm going to do, again, I apologize. I don't always post on a regular day. I just post when I want to. So subscribe, maybe hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I do post. I apologize that it's random, but life is random. And if I don't allow myself that freedom, I know I'm going to get burnt out. I don't want to make commitments that I feel bad for not, keeping up. So, yeah, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All those things help me. And stay tuned to the channel to see what's coming up. There's a lot coming up this year, a lot of big things that hopefully are going to come through. And I'm afraid to say again because maybe they won't happen. But otherwise, thank you for being here. I will see you in the next video.